So as you've probably heard, vocal chops are super prevalent in almost every song that's out right now. You can use them one way or another. And honestly, when I was in a band when I was 16 years old, and that was like a big thing in the metal scene, was like chopping up vocals and doing glitch effects and stuff like that. And I always thought that there was some kind of like plugin or shortcut or something that you could use. And I found out really quickly when I got into producing that all of that kind of stuff, there are plugins now. There's a Glitch 2, there's, all kinds of stuff like that can work. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to like, if you can do it by hand, you have free reign and free possibility. So I figured we could jump in and I could kind of show you how, I chop a vocal to make a little melodic phrase or to make some kind of little stutter effect. So we'll kind of work with both. I'll do a vocal where we're going to make like an actual melody, and then I'll also do a vocal where we're just like kind of chopping it up, kind of like chopped and screwed version where it like repeats and whatever. And then I can kind of show you some ways to like process that to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more fun. So ways that we can do stuff like that are going to be that vocal format automation. We can, play around with like panning and stuff like that in the later videos of Ear Candy. But let's actually hop in and just see how you actually chop a vocal. So let's see where we want to chop a vocal first of all. So this track doesn't really need a vocal chop in it at all, but for the sake of this tutorial, just so I can show you guys kind of how to do it, let's go ahead and we'll create a stereo track. We'll route this to lead vocals. We'll call this vocal chop. And let's do something on this intro to kind of like take up some of that space, right? Because right now it's just very standard. There's not really much happening to it. So let's see if we can make something fun for this. So I'm going to copy that lead vocal down to this vocal chop area. Let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do. So let's figure this out. So let's kind of just play around. Let's drag this out, and I'm actually going to drag this up to the lead track. That way we can just pull from it and take little cuts. So the best part to do is kind of like figure out a pattern that you want. So we'll probably take little 16th note chunks out of everything right now, and then we can play around. We can chop some up into 32. We can chop some up into 8th. But it's just easier if we have somewhere for us to start. That way we can chop everything up. So 16th is kind of a nice middle ground. That's where most rhythms will come in, especially around this like 130, 140 BPM kind of mark. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop it all. And then if there's anything that I want to lengthen up, we can do that. So no biggie at all. So let's just start being random, We'll start dragging all of these to this vocal chop section down below here. And honestly, the best thing to do with this, if you don't have something specific in your mind, just play around. All right, cool. So we've kind of got like a little pattern going here. Let's see. Cool, so that kind of works. So another thing you're going to want to do is, again, you're going to just want to kind of drag these out just a little bit so it's not clicking and popping everywhere. So just going to drag them a little bit over that. Okay, so I don't want to start that yet. I wanted to start that actually right here. So let's change it up a little bit. Cool. So this is working. It doesn't really work in the context of the song, but you can see how this would easily translate. Cool. So yeah, I think let's call this good. And let me just make sure that we're cool. So what we can do now is I'm actually going to want to render this out. And then we're going to, honestly, let's just get crazy with this. So let's add like a chorus. So I'm just adding little altar boy because I like that you can blend this in. So we've got something like this where I take it down a full octave and we can blend that in and kind of drive up. And then for vocal chops, I like to add some delay, and sometimes you can make it to where, like if you do like a dotted or something like that, you can almost get like a whole new pattern in itself. So let's see. So we'll drive that feedback down. We don't really need that. Cool, so that's actually kind of cool. Let's hear this. And then what you can do is you could take your Autotune and you can do that format automation on this. So let's try that actually. That sounds kind of cool. Cool, so that's kind of dope. So now we've got add a hall. So I'm gonna add a hall to kind of give this some space and give this some depth. So I don't want that chop to be just super, super dry. It sounds kind of awkward to me. And then something that I like doing too with like chops or even melodies in general is actually you can add halftime, or if you're in like FL Studio, you can add like gross beat or something like that. And then we can just check this out. Let's actually turn Little Altar Boy up an octave and let's see.
Stop coming at me with them.
So as you can see for chopping, I mean, the main key is that you want to chop everything up and get it to where you can kind of make a melody and a pattern out of it. And then once you can make a pattern and a melody out of it, you can really process it how you want. You can widen it, you can, you know, throw a chorus or a modulator on it. The halftime is really cool. It kind of splits that melody and it gives you, you know, a melody on the lower spectrum, so like a bass melody. So that alone kind of became its own new melody. Check it out. So I mean, doing all of these weird, random kind of little things, these are what's going to give your productions that ear candy. It's what's going to give your productions that you spark. So when you're doing stuff like this that not everybody's throwing in, you know, everybody's using a vocal chop, but not everybody's using them like this. So if you can do stuff like this, that will really, really, really help you kind of enhance those elements that you're using, just so they don't become generic and stale.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.